Bringing you up-to-the-minute and relevant news in local and international maritime trade, it's Nimasa this week. Hello and welcome. My name is Iretiola Doyle. Today, we begin our show on an extremely high note as Nimasa adds another feather to its cap. In recognition of the outstanding contributions to the growth and development of the Nigerian maritime sector, the DG and Chief Executive Officer of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Apoblokemi, has been conferred with the Maritime Man of the Year Award. At the ceremony organized by the Nigerian Advancement Awards in Abuja recently, the organizers stated that the revolutionary achievements recorded by Nimasa under his leadership, especially in the area of human and infrastructural capacity building, earned him this prestigious award in a keenly contested category. Of course, our cameras were there and captured every single detail. Enjoy.
Since the current Director General CEO of Nimasa, Mr. Ziakede Patrick Apoblokemi, took up the leadership of the management of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa, he has stirred up a revolution and embarked on a series of robust initiatives to grow both human and infrastructural capacity for the maritime sector. He has indeed carved his name in gold with the establishment of key projects and strategic policies that will no doubt outlive the tenure of his administration. His efforts to place Nigeria in the Committee of Maritime Nations and unlock the maritime potentials of the country have not gone unnoticed, as he has received several commendations and bestowed with a series of awards and accolades for his selfless commitment to nation building. The latest of such honors was conferred on the Director General CEO of Nimasa last week at a spectacular gala night organized by the Nigerian Advancement Awards in Abuja. The Nimasa helmsman emerged the Maritime Man of the Year in a keenly contested category that had other maritime top shots. According to Derek Akakabota, the president of New Waves Innovations, the organizers of the Nigeria Advancement Awards, the event was put together to celebrate exceptional individuals and organizations, both in the public and the private sector, who had demonstrated exceptional leadership and outstanding innovation in the delivery of service to the nation.
We meet here tonight to celebrate those individuals and organizations that have worked to make a difference for people they serve, and those who have demonstrated extraordinary leadership attributes, compassion and humility in delivering of service to the nation and community.
The award for the Maritime Man of the Year. Please put your hands together. Let's celebrate Mr. Patrick Apoblokemi. Congratulations.
While presenting the award to Mr. Ziakede Patrick Apoblokemi, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Youth Matters and Students' Affairs, Comrade Jude Imagwe, extolled some of the virtues that earned the Director General of Nimasa the prestigious award.
For your exemplary leadership, for your commitment to the advancement of young people, and above it all, for the creation of an environment where knowledge is sought, knowledge is sought, and knowledge to the economic development of our country will be achieved. Congratulations, may God continue to bless and keep you, and may God strengthen you.
The DG CEO of Nimasa, who came to receive the award in company of senior management staff of the agency, thanked the organizers for the honor and affirmed that the recognition will spur them to do more.
Being recognized for doing few things for this country is enough encouragement for us to do far better things than what we have been able to do in the past 3 years plus. If the leadership in the Nimasa can do it, every other youth have the capacity to do great things for this country.
It was a night of fun and glamour as the guests were treated to a medley of comedy, music and dance. The organizers, however, demonstrated their passion for nation building through a drama presentation on the unity in diversity. in line with the theme of the 2014 edition of the awards titled Demonstrating Commitment Towards Nation Building. The Director General of Nimasa, alongside key officials of some of the distinguished organizations, were invited to the center stage to face the panelists who took them up on their vision and mission to build a viral economy for the nation. The Director General of Nimasa enumerated some of the groundbreaking initiatives of the agency and reiterated Nimasa's plan to build maritime consciousness and make the sector a major contributor to the nation's economy.
The maritime sector can employ more than any other sector in this economy because of the vast coastline that we have. So if we open up the system, we increase the consciousness of our people, the potentials that are entrenched in the maritime environment are going to be cultivated and enhanced in such a way that we're not just having a maritime environment, we are a maritime nation.
While encapsulating the event of the day, the Deputy Director and the Head Public Relations of Nimasa, Isiche Osangbi, noted that the agency will continue to up the ante and improve on its service delivery.
We'll keep upping the ante to take the nation to a greater position in the maritime community. We are aware that the award today is clearly a recognition of our ability to deliver services in the maritime sector. The management of Nimasa, led by the DG, Ziakere Patrick Apoblokemi, have been able to do so much in the last couple of years, particularly in the area of maritime capacity development, both human and infrastructural.
While responding to questions from the press, the Director General attributed the success of the agency to the tremendous support given by the President, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan.
None of these things we have said today would have come to pass without Mr. President's support, because virtually everything has to be approved by him, because a lot of things we are doing or that we've done are far beyond the approval limits of the agency. You need the presidential backing approval, which he has been doing and he will continue to do. So without the president, nothing would have happened. So of course, it is not the DG Nimasa that ought to get this award. It's Mr. President that ought to be given this award.
At the pace that the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa is going, and the overwhelming support of the federal government and the total commitment of the maritime stakeholders, there is no doubt that the dream of making Nigeria a maritime nation by the year 2020 is a fait accompli. Marine notice from the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa. Withdrawal of maritime services from port facilities found to be non-compliant with the provisions of the International Ship and Port Facility Security ISPS Code. Pursuant to the agency's regulatory mandate as a designated authority for the implementation of the International Ship and Port Facility Security ISPS Code in Nigeria, and in line with its functions, the general public is hereby informed as follows: that having exhausted all intermediate measures to compel deficient port facilities to address identified areas of non-compliance with the ISPS Code, the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa has commenced the withdrawal of maritime services from such port facilities, terminals and jetties. That the withdrawal of maritime services, which implies the stoppage of ship calls at such facilities, shall remain in place until the designated authority is satisfied that minimum requirements for compliance with the ISPS Code have been met. All port facility owners, operators are therefore advised and should be guided accordingly. For further information or clarification, please contact Secretary ICIC via email isps.icic@nimasa.gov.ng or call the number 0803 497 5876. Signed, Management.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, has advised all port facilities to comply with the International Ships and Ports Facility Security Code or risk being shut down. The Executive Director, Maritime Safety and Shipping Development, Captain Ezekiel Bala Agaba, gave this advice at an exclusive interview held in Lagos recently. Our correspondent, Rachel Lubani, reports.
Maritime safety and security is one of the core mandates of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, an aspect that is never compromised owing to its huge importance to the maritime domain and the society. The birth of the Nimasa Satellite Surveillance Center, conceived out of the need to effectively cover the countries under the Regional Maritime Search and Rescue Center of 8 countries, the collaboration with the Nigerian Navy and the Nigerian Air Force in order to ensure a robust domain awareness system, and the agency's public-private partnership project, which has improved its operational and enforcement capabilities, are tremendous steps taken to achieve safety on the waterways. In further pursuit of guaranteeing safety within and outside the seashores, Nimasa has vigorously pursued compliance with the International Ship and Port Facility Security Code. 10 years after its introduction in Nigeria, some port facilities are yet to comply with the code. In an exclusive chat with the Executive Director, Maritime Safety and Shipping Development, Nimasa, Captain Bala Ezekiel Agaba, the man who sits in the office and sees to the day-to-day working of the ISPS compliance in Nigeria, he shares with us the level of compliance so far since the last time the U.S. Coast Guard came visiting.
The level that Nigeria is now is evaluated at about 60%, which is out of our own verification exercise. But they have individual status of all the facilities. They are not all on the same level. They have some will classify on category A, B, and C, depending on the activities and the compliance level. The U.S. Coast Guard is coming back in November, and they are going to go around, and then after they finish, I'm sure they are going to give you a different figure, which definitely is going to be higher than what it is now. But I can tell you that the progress we made in the ISPS, let me not praise Nimasa, but I think it's commendable.
Recently, Nimasa issued a marine notice on the withdrawal of services to some ports not ISPS compliant. Captain Agaba furnishes us with the reason for this action.
When we carry out a VIA, which is a verification and inspection of a facility, we look at the deficiencies. If you have a deficiencies, we have a team that will assist you to correct the deficiencies. Now, if the cooperation from the facility owners is good, it's okay. If it's okay, you have a barbed wire that has a hole, are you going to put it? It's okay, I'll put it next week. If after next week we come and the hole has been covered, then you are cooperating. Now, if you come after 1 week, the hole is still there. 2 weeks, the hole is still there. It means you are not taking it seriously. And then we'll move to the next level of recommending the shutdown.
Captain Agaba also explains the role of the Nigerian Ports Authority in ensuring ISPS compliance and appraises the safety of Nigerian maritime domain.
MPA is actually the landlord. All the facility owners are tenants. So it's MPA that controls movement of vessels to all these facilities. They provide the pilots, harbor master activities. So it is MPA that will communicate our request to that please withdraw services to these facilities. So it's MPA that actually does the withdrawal. I have not had a piracy report in Nigerian waters in the past 6 months.
Captain Agaba adds that the consequence of non-compliance would be grave.
If some of the facilities look as if Nimasa is forcing them to do something, we are not forcing anybody. And that's why we're taking this stand that if you are not ready to keep your facilities safe, we'll shut it down. When you are ready, we'll reopen you.
It is expected, therefore, that facility owners heed this call in order to ensure safety and security of the Nigerian maritime domain.
We need partners. That is the truth about it. Nobody is an island. No matter how well-intentioned I am, no matter how brilliant I am, no matter my vision, I cannot do it alone. I need partners. I need people who can share my vision. So there are government institutions that you must work with. There are non-governmental institutions that are good enough to work with, that will help you in achieving the goals of the agency or the mandate of the agency. So we partner with them.
Without a doubt, Nimasa remains resolute in its quest to provide a safe, clean and secure maritime domain. Now, this was made evident during a search and rescue mission carried out by Nimasa in collaboration with security operatives on a distressed barge, MB Mark Ben, in Akwa Ibom State. On ground to receive the rescued crew member was the coordinator, Eastern Zonal Office, Mr. Anthony Ogadi, who made sure that the rescued men were catered for according to the International Maritime Organization standards. Our waterways correspondent, Amanda Akman, has all of the details.
The security and safety of ships at sea are major concerns of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency Nimasa. As the custodian of all IMO conventions in Nigeria, Nimasa, alive to its responsibilities, put in place the Nimasa Satellite Surveillance Center, which has enabled the agency to respond to men distress call on Nigeria waters and beyond. Also, the agency's upgrading of its Global Maritime Distress Safety System, GMDSS, in Lagos, Bonny and Oran, and the radar installation in Extravas, Bonny and Takobe in Lagos have complemented the satellite facility and further boost domain awareness response capability. Recently, a distress call was received that a tug towing barge MB Mark Ben split in two at Osari platform at Mobile Oil Field on its way from Port Harcourt to Calabar for dry docking. Nimasa Owe Keniga departed NPA Jetty Bonny with 16 crew on a rescue mission. The rescue team got to the location and assisted in the evacuation of the distressed 11 crew. The Executive Director of Maritime Safety and Shipping Development, Captain Ezekiel Balaagaba, gives the details.
When you talk about the search and rescue is the responsibility of Nimasa, that if a vessel within our domain or near us is having safety issues, we have the authority to go and help. And if it happens in an area, it is mandatory for passing vessels or offshore operators to assist. And in this case, what happened was a vessel was going from Port Harcourt to Calabar, and when it was in ExxonMobil field, that is in Akwa Ibom terminal, they had a problem and the vessel was breaking up, and the captain put an anchor down, the stern anchor down, and then I think due to, I don't know whether it is weather or so, the vessel has some structural problem, the bow broke off. And thank God that the Mobile Marine acted promptly in bringing the tugboat to take the part of the floating structure and held it from drifting to other offshore structures that could have caused more damage. So, and then the owners were contacted and they brought in their tug to take the floating part of the vessel to beach it, while the rescued crew member were taken to Eket by the ExxonMobil, and then Nimasa took from there and then repatriated them from Eket to Port Harcourt.
5 of the crew were brought ashore the Marine Police Jetty Port Harcourt by Nimasa Owe Keniga and were received by the coordinator, Eastern Zonal Office Nimasa, Mr. Anthony Ogadi.
Currently, 5 of the crew have been brought ashore for onward journey to their base at Solution Mark Limited, Nigeria Limited, number 2323 Old Refinery Road, Port Harcourt. The remaining 6 are left to salvage and assist the tug MV Julie that will tow the distressed barge. The barge was on its way from Port Harcourt to Calabar for dry dock. The names of those that we have brought ashore using Nimasa Rekana are Dennis Ayogu, an AD, Felix Sunday, an oiler, Emma Monday, an AB, William Titus, a cook, and Charles Frank, a cadet.
Remaining 6 crew were left to salvage and assist the tug that will tow the distressed barge. Thereafter, the 5 crew were fed and transported to their base at Solution Mark Nigeria Limited, Port Harcourt.
Marine notice. Search and rescue emergency numbers. Pursuant to the agency's statutory mandate to ensure the safety of lives and property in the Nigerian maritime domain, notice is hereby given that reporting of all maritime incidences is now mandatory, and as such, the agency's Regional Maritime Coordination Center is to be contacted on the following emergency telephone lines: 07 0007 00010 and 07 0007 00020. The numbers once again are 07 0007 00010, 07 0007 00020. Signed, Management.
Nimasa this week, the authoritative voice in the maritime sector.
And now we'll go trawling through our email box to bring you answers to questions that we have determined to be some of the most frequently asked on our show. And this week, we begin like this.
Our frequently asked question for this week is: what is the function of the Automatic Identification System AIS in aiding a safe and secure navigation? The Director Shipping Development at Nimasa, Captain Waridi Eniso, gives us the answer.
The AIS is an automatic identification system which ships apply international voyages are put under compulsion to carry. But however, when the system was built initially, it was not meant for detection by shore-based firms or anything. It was actually meant to avoid collision between ships. So in other words, ship-to-ship collision was the initial purpose of the AIS. But as time advanced and things decided to take a different turn, it was now an instrument of detecting ships. So initially, it was more or less made compulsory, but somewhere down the road, because of the sensitivity of the information that comes out of the AIS system, the captain of the ship has been given the discretion when to switch the equipment on and when to switch it off. So that does not make everybody that switches off his AIS a criminal vessel. So they may well have switched it off for safety reasons. However, we encourage them to switch it on, because if they are in problem, we'll find it easier to detect and respond.
Nimasa, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency. For Obonga shipping registration, no. Nimasa, commercial shipping, no. Nimasa, maritime labor,
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, the nation's maritime watchdog, established to promote maritime safety, security, commercial shipping, and regulate maritime pollution. Nimasa is well positioned and committed to take the development and standardization of Nigeria's maritime industry to greater heights. Are you interested in the local or international commercial shipping business or in seafaring and do not know what to do or how to go about it? Nimasa will guide and see you through. Sea pirates, oil thieves, and all forms of dubious and illegal business on Nigeria's maritime domain have no hiding place, because Nimasa's eagle eyes will locate or catch up with you. For Nimasa, it is zero tolerance to sea pollution, as all abandoned ships and wrecks on Nigeria's waterways which pose danger to sea transportation will be cleared.
Nimasa.
Nimasa, promoting safe and secure maritime environment.
And so we come to the end of this week's edition of our show, but there's no way we will close without saying congratulations, sir. More grease to your elbows. Now don't forget, Nimasa this week is interactive. We want to respond to your questions, your comments, and even your criticisms. All you need to do is to send an email to the address currently showing on your screen. We're going to be here, same time, same station next week. Until then, we're wishing you smooth sailing and bon voyage.